Welcome to Shade in the
Shade
City.
in the City.
Just want to let the Shade Squad know, please make sure that you like as you're coming in.
You subscribe.
And you will notice in the review that we are in totally different outfits because our intro up on the first time we filmed it. So yes, we are in different clothes and we had to film a different intro. So just so y'all are not feel like you're in the Twilight Zone, it is different. It is different. You're not crazy. But yes, we're going to get into it's right before decision day, y'all. So let's get into it and let's get shady.
Off with Mark and Lindsey. They're having lunch or dinner. I'm not really sure. We can't really see what time of day it was. But they was eating. Okay. And Lindsey pulls out a fertility test for Mark.
It was real natural, y'all. I don't even know why she's sitting here surprised. It was I'm gonna just have dinner and then we're gonna do this in-home fertility test. I was like, oh, this is what y'all are doing. This is dinner conversation.
I don't know. I just feel like it's like putting a pregnancy test on the table while I'm eating. She feels like it would be useful information to know before decision day, which I can agree with. I mean, this is somebody you want to spend the rest of your life with. You know, you both want kids, and it helps to know if they can have them. So,
right.
She thinks that he'll be a great dad since he's a great cat dad, and I can agree with that. He is a great cat dad.
And she says she wouldn't mind incubating a baby shark for him,
but he says he ain't in no rush for no baby sharks.
Oh, I didn't catch that part.
Yeah, but he's willing to find out, you know,
how the swimmers is swimming.
Exactly.
They go to the room, and you know, Lindsey is trying to get him worked up and stuff. And she's like, I can help you. And he's like, no, I need my phone. And she's like, well, damn. And
like, not even from your wife.
Right.
Like, Lindsey, you keep on trying this, and clearly you don't turn him on.
That's not nice. Anyway, so
I feel like she said it. She actually got pissed off a little bit because he'd rather watch a video. But a few moments later, whatever they did, it worked. And she said that he was dehydrated because his sperm don't look healthy, and it looked like Elmer's glue that had been uncapped for a week.
That was a description that I did not need.
That was too much. That was too much.
Way too much. And again, team too much, Lindsey. Team too mother much.
Mark is concerned because he says, you know, back in his 20s, you know, he was doing things to, you know, make himself bigger and stuff. So he's worried about his little sharks being able to swim. Does that mean he was taking steroids?
Yes. That's what he means. Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like, you know, like, what's that little powder shit people be
That too. He
I'm sure. Fucking up to you?
Yeah. Yeah. All that shit can fuck up your fertility, your dick. Yeah.
But the tests come back and it seems like they're perfectly fine.
It comes back positive. So we know that his soldiers are still marching, as he says. And no, he says his little troopers are still swimming by the millions. I said, okay, Mark. Just stay off them substances. All right. Mark goes to talk to his boy John next because, as we know, they're supposed to be sitting down with like a close friend or family member to really help them figure out what their decision is going to be on decision day. Mm-hmm. So Mark goes to talk to John to get advice on what he should do. And John is like, well, how are things going? And Mark's like, it's going. It's going.
That sounds so positive.
Is that what you got from it?
That was sarcastic.
Okay. He said that they had a long week. His mom was in the hospital. They put her in an adult care facility. They cut to a clip of Lindsey on the phone with his mom, being super supportive and just trying to like walk her through the situation and just saying like, I think you're just in a rut right now. And that's what Lindsey does. We expected nothing less. She always has this man's back. For that, I'm always going to be here for Lindsey. Then Lindsey they had to clean out his grandmother's house. And I was like, how did we get to mama's house, to grandmother's house? It's just all over the place. But they're cleaning out his grandmother's home, and Lindsey helps, of course. And yeah, they got like bags and piles of shit. Just piles and piles. But they work together, and he's very appreciative for her help.
Lindsey's a real one, y'all.
Right. Because I don't even like moving, much less cleaning up shit that's not mine.
And then after the shit that I saw like at your place, I'm be leery to go anywhere else and help you clean up anything else.
Right. That's a great point. Okay, now.
His friend John told him, that she's super supportive.
Right.
And Mark lets, him know, like, she was there with the JC issue. And it's just like most disagreements. He's like, it just makes him, he loves when she's there and being supportive.
Right.
But when they have a disagreement, he's fine that she's not there.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, is what he was saying. And John tells him, looking at everything that's on your plate, when things start to, tie you down, like, this is the way shit's going to be. Like, maybe once you get on your regular schedule and you bounce back, you can see who she really is and what y'all dynamic is together, because it's possible that y'all are going through the shit y'all are going through because of all the trials and tribulations that you got going on, all the shit piled up on your plate. So it's stressful really for the both of y'all in a, 2-month relationship?
8
2
weeks,
months
yeah.
marriage.
And he also tells him, I do like that he said, instead of focusing on what has happened in the past 8 weeks, look at how this girl has shown up for you in the last week.
Because it's growth.
Right.
I liked his reason for even saying that. I was like, all right, John.
Okay, John. John, are you married?
I think he might be, girl.
I think he is.
I think he might be, girl. Yeah, he was like, yeah, because it's progress. Basically, you can't go off of what she was doing or how shit was in the beginning. She's progressed, and look at who she is now. But I feel like Mark wasn't even really like feeling everything that John was saying.
It looks like is Mark looking for a reason to get out?
Mm-hmm. He says transition has always been hard for Mark, and he feels like he's starting to realize that like he's better with someone. Mark can't do it all on his own, even though
he act like he can.
And Mark
he can't do it with him and the cats. The cats ain't gonna do it for you, Mark.
But Mark is saying like he doesn't know what life is anymore without Lindsey. So maybe he needs to see what it is without her. Like he needs to miss her. Mark, you're out here missing the whole conversation. You're like, yeah.
And you know what? I got to give you props where props is due. You called it. You called it in a review. I will go look it up. It was in the beginning because we're like 16, 17 episodes in. So I can't even give you a number at this point. But it had to be at least 2 or 3. And you called it and you said, when they were talking about his past and his exes, and you said, and Lindsey said something about in the review about how he likes to go back to exes.
Mm-hmm.
He waits until he doesn't have them anymore. And then he wants to like go after them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically off of what you just said. He's going to let her go just so he can be like, oh no, Lindsey,
because I miss her.
Right.
He'll know. What
that's insane. Call me now for your free reading. Okay, I'm just saying. So then we see Lindsey, and she meets up with O.
That was a shocker for me.
I said, "Oh, her and Olajuwon are friends." After
I didn't even know that they was like
right after the whole Puerto Rico incident. And let me tell you something. You ain't gonna fuck up my time in Puerto Rico. I don't know if we could have been friends after that because I love me some Puerto Rico. Look, you might not even been able to argue with me. I might have just let that shit roll off my shoulders for real. But nah, so she meets up with O and they sit down and discuss how things are going with Mark. She thinks that they have been great the past week. So we see that in common. They've been good just a week ago. O was happy to see that she's happy and that things are going well. And he jokingly says because he knows that they both can be a lot. They're like two full-time jobs.
Yeah.
I said, well, you know what?
At least you
talk right. At least you know who you are and can accept it. Lindsey said it's not easy being a boss. I said, okay. So Lindsey says one of her main issues with Mark is that he'll talk to everyone else before speaking to her. And I can kind of say I don't like that either. O lets her know that...
I like the way he broke it down, though.
No, yeah. He said that he believes Mark does this, though, because Lindsey is so... One, she cut you off. But two, Lindsey is so like, I know everything and correcting and coaching and controlling that he goes to everyone else to try to get an opinion on what to say and how to say it the correct way so Lindsey doesn't just chop his ass up. And I mean, he broke it down well. I mean, I guess I wouldn't want to go.
Yeah, and she agreed because she actually even brought up a time where they were having a conversation.
And he said
dismay. And she was like, you mean dismiss? So I can understand because I'm trying to have a conversation. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I do the same shit. But I can understand Mark's point. I'm trying to have a conversation and get across
a point across
my point and what I'm trying to express to you. But you're so stuck on
what I'm saying, like
what I said and how I said it versus me expressing my
being
feelings.
an English teacher.
Exactly. So, but also he does the same shit. Like they can relate in that sense. I can relate also because I'm that type of bitch. I'm gonna be stuck. I might not even say it to you. I'm just gonna be stuck in my head like this motherfucker said dismay instead of dismiss. Dismiss your ass out my face.
So then I thought it was very interesting that Lindsey dives into O and Katina.
She like, we talking about my shit. Let's get into yours.
So O opens up and says that things are going well, but he feels like it's the life experience for him. And I said, are we doing this again? I was like, I'm about to get irritated.
He's like, you have to be able to cook. She's like, she could. She could.
I see her cooking for you all the time. He was like,
He was like, she's learning to cook. And then he was like, well, I'm not here to be a teacher. And Lindsey's like,
but that's what a marriage is.
Yeah, like, you have to do that a little bit.
And he was like, no. He was like, I want certain things in my wife. I want her to do certain things. And then he talks about how, and then she wants to work and go to school. And he's like, and then thinking about me having to stop my travel because she can't go. He's like, I don't want to do that. I said, whoa, you are.
What I liked was, so Lindsey was trying to relate. She said she has a friend that was going through the same thing. And he wanted his wife to cook and stay home and, do that thing. And so Elijah said, oh, no.
I want her to work.
She can go to work. She said, oh, you want her to work and work. And I am such a huge believer in this. Why the fuck am I working outside my home? Okay? Splitting half with you and still coming home and working in the home while you sit on your ass because you worked all day. You got me fucked up.
And you want me to have babies too? And still manage to pay attention to you because you demand a lot. You're a full-time job. How can I manage to have a full-time job as a husband, want to be a mother and have a full-time job as a mother and then still go out and work 40 hours a week? I mean, we do it. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's stressful. And why would you want to put that on your wife
he don't. He said it's too much. Remember, he said it's too much for her. It's a lot.
Well, it wouldn't be too much if you just take your ass and warm up the dinner in the thing and call it a day. Why don't you cook something?
He makes breakfast.
Well,
Lindsey does say, basically, if you tell Katina no on decision day, that I believe
you're going to regret it. She did say that. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
So then Lindsey meets up with her friend Kara.
Her work wife.
I
love work wives. I've had, yes. You know what? I think I have one good work wife.
When y'all broke up? Y'all got divorced?
I moved away.
Oh, okay.
That was my boo.
So, and irreconcilable differences?
No, she's still my boo. I love her.
Okay.
Melissa,
you
still my boo.
She said, well, obviously that's a work wife. I ain't even got into that. Anyway, she asked Kara what she thought about the wedding because apparently Kara was there. And she basically says that like they looked very happy. She saw Mark like smiling all the time. And basically Lindsey lets her know that Mark is a little bit rigid. I know you didn't see that with all the smiles, but he's a little bit rigid. And she says that she thought he was a little bit, I didn't really understand this metaphor that she was trying to get through. She said he was a little like white bread. And she said he's like a Velcro like sneaker.
Well, I know her friend said that they balance. And she says that he's fine, but bland. Like white bread. And classic. So I'm guessing maybe she's saying like he's like fine, like he's a nice dude, he's a good dude, but he's like bland. He's like,
oh, okay. I didn't get it. So she does say what is unique about Mark is that he can feel on a very deep level.
Mm-hmm. She says it's a gift,
right? She said she doesn't know where he is because he has so much going on in his life. He's all over the place, and she just doesn't know if he needs to take things piece by piece or just try to conquer it all, is what I got. Am I wrong? What did you get? Okay. So, because my notes is a little fuzzy on them. But she also lets Kara know that Mark doesn't give her sparks or butterflies.
Mm-hmm.
I did catch that.
Yes.
And wonders, can she be patient and give him time? Kara tells her to think about it, but not too hard, because she'll do that. And that was pretty much Karen.
But you know what I did like that Lindsey said? She said she wonders if he's not adaptable or if he's just overwhelmed because he has so much going on right now. Which
that's what I meant to say.
I like that she said that because he's not able to adapt with the changes that are going on, right, or he's overwhelmed with what's going on. And she's realizing that this may not be his actual personality, that he just has a lot of shit going on. So I like
all
that.
At the same time. Exactly. I do feel bad for Mark. It seems like he's being hit with a lot all at the same time.
So O is meeting with Coach Mack. We've met him before.
Yes, that's like his father figure in his life.
And they're discussing decision day that's approaching. So he tells Coach Mack, she's beautiful, funny, and she has 5 years left of school. We find out that this is a huge issue for Elijah because he went through the same stuff with his ex.
I'm sorry. Everything is an issue. Everything is an issue for him. Katina, choose your motherfucking self. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I know we're not even 10 minutes into this review. Choose your damn self. Okay, I'm done. I'm going to be quiet and just roll my eyes from the back because he irritates me. He irritates my soul. You have a beautiful black woman willing to bend over backwards to accommodate and do whatever the fuck you need. And all she's asking for is to let her go to school, finish herself so she can give you the kids that you want, cook for you every night, and suck your dick like you like, and you want to complain. Because you might have to go on a trip without her. Oh, irritates me. Go ahead.
Yeah. So he went through this with his ex. Apparently, she was in school, and I guess it wasn't supposed to be an issue. It wasn't supposed to be come in between their relationship. But it did. He says he does not even want to hear about anything to do with school. And Coach Mack basically tells him it's the rest of your life. And if you have a different idea of, what being married is, maybe this is not the right place for you. The question you need to ask yourself, is she the one? O takes Katina out for dinner.
On their last date before decision day.
Yes, he brings her roses. She's like, oh my God, you brought me roses.
She was impressed.
I was like, okay. He thinks it's important to go on one more last day before decision day. Because he wants to take the pressure off and enjoy each other. I thought that was a good idea. Katina says that she's glad she got matched with him.
I know my faces are crazy over here, but I am just not for this nigga. Okay, go ahead.
She says she's glad she got matched with him. In the beginning, things felt normal. Like normal time was flying by, but now it just feels like time has just flew. Katina says the dinner before decision day is bittersweet. It's like a bittersweet moment because neither one of them knows like where each other is. But she feels like they're on the same page. She don't know. We find out that's possibly not the case because Olajuwon is all in his head.
He asked her, does she have any lingering questions for him? Okay. And she says, no, not really. I feel like, we kind of know each other and, and then she's like, well, do you have any questions? And he says, no, he's just concerned. Why say no? But anyway, he's just concerned whether she'll be able to balance. Katina says if she wasn't capable of doing all of those things, she would have never signed up to be his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And I truly believe that. Anyway.
And she says being a wife to her is very important. And he's like, why? What makes it important to you? And she's like, because I want a family. I want a partnership and experience life with someone. And he's like, oh.
But you can't do that.
You can't do that without being married. She's like,
but it would eventually lead to marriage. That would be my expectation.
Mm-hmm.
So what it gives me, and I didn't think about it until you said it. What it gives me, he's going to break up with her on decision day and still try to date her. Bet money.
It's not like we ain't seen it before.
Oh, and I called Michael Zach, and I feel bad because it's definitely giving Zach.
Oh, in the beginning.
Yeah.
I knew. See, Michael, I had your back. I already knew. Basically, she's in the confessional crying, talking about how she's nervous about her future. And, after being married, like, she's gone through all of this. And to be single again, she would feel like she's starting over.
She's in love. She wants to continue this life with this man that she committed herself to. And this motherfucker's playing with her emotions about, I don't know. I feel like that's petty. I feel like.
And he's reaching and looking.
He's reaching. And not even that. I just feel like any couple, when you have something, most of the time you have something because you went through something. It hasn't always been cake and fucking rainbows. If it was, you can't go through anything. What same shit.
Cupcakes.
Whatever. But it ain't that. Right? And I just, it's so disgusting to me that he thinks he's above going through anything. But then you can cuss her out and yell at her and she's supposed to forgive you because she's your wife and she loves you, right? Because married people do that. Because if she was single, she probably would have been left your ass. But go ahead. Sorry. I could sit here and read this nigga for an hour.
Basically, she says that she has strong feelings for him and he wants to know why. She's like, oh, that's easy. You make me laugh and you give me tough love. Like, even when you're getting on my nerves, I'm just like, oh, here he go again. But she's like, I like it though. Like, I like it. And they both agree that they love the laughter in their relationship together. So O actually said that he learned to laugh easier because she's in his life. He says he doesn't think that anyone could have made him feel that way.
He does say he's growing because of her. But I don't know if that's just some like finessing that you're doing. Because I don't see the growth. When you get
he said he went from a boy to a man because of her. And he understands why they chose them two to be together.
So you went from a dumbass boy to a dumbass man.
I'm glad we back in the studio where I got my fan.
I'm just saying,
I forgot about these.
It's giving real. Look, they getting dust on them. They've been up there so long.
I'm gonna hold on to this.
It's giving real boy energy. That's what it's giving. And as I told y'all last review, I think he's looking for a way out. And I just hate Katina is so head over heels and is all in and willing to change herself, alter her just to make this man happy. And he can't even wait for her to get through school. Do y'all like Shade Squad? Am I insane? Make it make sense. Don't worry, I'll wait. Okay. So of course we left our two favorites for last, right? So Michael, I said two favorites for last. Like speaking of Michael and Jasmina and Noy and
two
Steve.
couples.
Yeah,
okay.
two couples.
Got
you.
you.
So Michael, we started the episode, and Michael lets us know that he is not here for this friendship. Okay?
I feel you, Michael.
He came here for a wife. Then we go into Jasmina. We see her having a phone call with her homeboy, Miles, right? So Miles asks...
Can I just say something?
What?
Miles don't look like the type to just be a homeboy. He look like the type to make your boyfriend uncomfortable.
Miles could be my friend. Every time my boyfriend fucked up, I'd call Miles. Okay, Miles.
You know what's crazy? I saw him. I said, "That's Tree's type, right?"
Yes, Miles. That's my type. That's my type. Same. So he's asking if there are any feelings that have developed, if they've gotten more romantic, and Jasmina, of course, says, well, okay, I'm sorry. I have to do my Jasmina impression. Well, it's just like...
She does not talk like that.
It's just the low voice. But it's not really making sense because you're trying to make shit up instead of just saying that you don't like him.
What's the other she's not, what is it, Alyssa?
Yeah.
No, she's not Alyssa.
No, she's not an Alyssa. Well, but it's giving Alyssa.
It's
giving Alyssa energy.
Don't do that.
Well, it's just, I need him. And I love how Miles is like trying to help her out. Well, if he would just say how he feels about you more intimately and talk to you and be upfront with you, which didn't we do that 2 episodes ago? And we're still hanging on to this? And I need him to open up more. Didn't we do that 2 episodes ago?
Well, he means to like actually say like how he feels about her. Like, I really like you. I love you. Or I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Like, I'm not just here in the process just because they put us here. Like, I want to be here with you.
Okay.
And she says, yes, she thinks that will help and help them grow. But she feels like, stop it.
Shit.
But she feels like he doesn't do it purposely because he doesn't want to make her feel uncomfortable. Because Michael is the shit. And he doesn't want to hurt her, make her feel... I just love Michael.
So then we see Michael go chop it up with his sisters. What is it? Claire, Pam, and damn, I thought I had got the other name. No, I think I did. Claire, Pam, and what's the other one that just
Tisha,
had the baby?
And Pam. Oh.
Tina. That's it.
Tisha, Pam. God damn it.
It's not Tisha.
So?
You stupid.
Damn.
You stupid. Anyway, Michael goes to visit his sisters, and he hasn't sat down with all 3 of them since he basically told them that he was going to get married in 2 weeks to a stranger. So obviously we've seen Claire be in and out of episodes, so we're familiar with her. He basically talks about how, he's not really sure where they're at. He's, as I said in the beginning, he's not really looking for a friend, and he needs a little more in his relationship. And Mike, at this point, I don't know what more you can do. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I'm Team Michael. No offense. I'm separating it already. I'm Team Michael. I just feel like all the romantic gestures, all the really sitting down with a medium, like coming out of your comfort zone to try to make this woman see that you can be the man that
I
you...
feel like I fell in love with Michael.
Right.
Damn
sure. Right. He didn't give me not a damn rose, a violin, or nothing. And I'm like, Michael, you can get it. Which day you want? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday? Which day you want it? No, Claire basically tells him that at this point, because she knows he's been trying. So basically, Claire tells him at this point, you need to start to protect yourself.
I know. And, oh my God.
And look out for you and make the best decision for you and think about what you need. And if you're not getting that, I mean, she cool and all, but... And I was like, okay, Claire. We go do a little salsa. Okay?
Oh, look at my shoulders. I feel like I'm ready for salsa dancing.
Is that what it's giving?
Yes, it's giving salsa.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what it needs to give.
Maybe you need some chips with it. So, we see Michael take Jasmina to go salsa for lessons, actually. And he said he was born to dance. And Jasmina was like, he thinks he can dance better than me. And in this moment, he actually can. He was hitting little dips. And I was like, okay, Mike. He had the little step with it. I was like, okay. Let me find out. Puerto Rico done something to you.
He's hoping this helps the romance part of their relationship.
Right, because you have to touch. It's very, And they seem to be laughing, having a great time. And then in Michael fashion, as he always does, he has a romantic dinner set up outside. Well, not outside, but,
like outside the studio. Like
outside the studio for them to just, sit and talk. And that's when Jasmina, Michael is talking about how much he appreciates her. And he says that, at the beginning of their marriage, he had an idea. And the reason I'm looking at my notes is because I want to be clear, because then I'm going to give y'all what Jasmina said back. So he says that he had an idea of what he was supposed to be as a husband. And he says that if he could go back, he realizes that he needs to communicate more. He needs to listen and not create his own ideas about her intentions without asking her. That's a motherfucking man. That's growth. That's growth.
And he said he would find out what she needs to be that man for her.
Jasmina says that she appreciates everything he said and feels like they've been moving in the right direction. I gotta hit my Jasmina. However, she says that as far as romantic feelings, she honestly doesn't feel that yet. And she's in a place where she loves how they get along and how they, laugh with each other and they have so much in common. But she doesn't know whether it's a friendship or whether it's romantic.
And then he says he didn't expect the night to end like that. And it kind of broke his heart.
Because here he is trying to do something to solidify the romance. And here you let him know, I'm just not interested. I'm just not that into you.
I don't know what the fuck. What is it? What does she need? So Noy meets up with her friend Sabri at the beach.
It's Sabri.
You already know.
Because I was listening to it, I was like.
Noy discusses, how much has changed in the marriage. She says in the beginning, they were off to a good start.
And then there was roses and sunshine and cupcakes and rainbows.
Then it was a little rocky integration after living together. But she feels like now they're in a good place. Sabri tells her, like, I couldn't believe, that Steve was saying, like, all this stuff that you didn't do, knowing you and your family and how you guys are so communal and all the things you do. And Noy is just like, yeah, maybe it's because I didn't tell him the things I was doing. And I was just like, Noy, actually, you told him what you wouldn't do. So maybe that's why. Y'all literally had a conversation about cleaning the bathroom. You're just like, no, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not walking my dog. No, honey, it's not that you were doing things and he didn't know that you were not doing them.
You just said what you weren't going to do.
Exactly. So that's why he felt the way that he did. Then they discussed, his job plan. And Sabri so pretty.
Right.
She's like, I don't understand. Like, he seems like a smart guy. Like, he can get a job. And he is. So pretty. Okay. Noy is just like, yeah, but I think he's one track minded. And I think he just needs to focus on the marriage right now. That's all he's trying to focus on. And that's just the way his brain works. But she's like, I'm a hustler. Mm-hmm. Why the fuck he can't be the same? And I ain't gonna lie. But who knows? Maybe he hustled up that money. Maybe he was a hustler so he can hustle up that money and not have to do shit. Okay? Take a fucking break from hustling.
She wonders if they've built enough of a foundation to make their marriage work. She says she does trust him more, but it's very scary to trust him with her security because we all know that's an issue for her. So
then Steve
meets up with his good friend Peria.
Peria's coming over to help him do some ring shopping for Noy. He says after everything they've been through, she's put in so much effort. You know, he just kind of wants to send a message saying how he feels by getting her this ring.
And she lets him know, yes, when men put an investment into their feelings to show you, that's a big deal.
So for me, okay, well, first of all, I love the fact that he remembered all the details of the ring that she wants. That she loves the thin band. She loves the round diamond. I loved it.
Right.
But I did notice, okay, now, since we're talking about investment, are we talking about investment in money or quality? Quality or quantity?
Well, I thought it said it was a real diamond stone when I watched it.
So, no. I noticed that it was a 1.5 carat lab created diamond. I actually took a screenshot where it said lab created. Now, if you don't know what lab created is, that is not a real diamond. It is made in a lab. A natural diamond is a real diamond. I wouldn't give two fucks how much that shit costs. Nigga, if you don't give me a real diamond, guess what? That you didn't invest a motherfucking thing. I wouldn't give two shits how much you paid. Take that shit back to where the fuck you got that shit from.
Oh, back to the lab.
Back to the
back to the lab.
Back to the
lab. And she, you know, his homegirls over here like, yeah, no, that's great. You should do that. And they really just sit there and design the ring and, you know, damn, you need to go back to the lab, as Neil said. Now, Noy and Steve go to their final dinner. And Noy has picked up a hint of noisy. Okay?
She got some.
So, you know, Steve is trying to take her out, be the sweet person that he is.
I like Steve.
Yeah. And Noy asked him, what made you want to involve yourself in this process in the first place? He says his drive for family, spending time around his nieces and nephews, and it just made him want to end that type of like, what's the word his dad used? Vagabond lifestyle. Right. So Noy says that she's still, and I probably skipped over some stuff. I'm just trying to get to the nitty and the gritty. So Noy says that she's not really comfortable still with moving into a house with Steve.
And asked him, does she think that their marriage will regress if they don't? And he said, I don't know. But when she was like, yeah, because, you know, she doesn't think that their emotional bond or their love or anything like that will change. He was like, well, I don't know. Because in a sense, we are taking a step back. I'm like, nigga, why you didn't say that in the first place?
Right.
I don't know. Nigga, you know.
You know.
You know exactly what the hell.
He actually wants to be with her. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with Noy. I just think she could be a butthole all the time. She gives me a very selfish energy.
Yeah. And she thinks that he just kind of feels like, why? Like, what's the difference? We already live together. And she says she's just not comfortable yet, but we know why that is.
Right.
She says that she still has questions about his work and career because she doesn't know Steve to have a job.
She said I've never known you to work. I don't know what that's like.
He's like, even though, you had conversations with my friends and my family.
And then he says, do you even know what a sales engineer is?
And she's like, no, because we never had conversations about that. He's like, it's not like some job that I just went and got down the street. Like it's a career. Like, and I did it for 4 years. And she's like, how did that translate into income? I said, okay, damn,
Noy came.
She's like, this is the night before we have to choose. Bitch, I don't got time to be playing and beating around the bush. I need answers.
Hey, I mean.
Now. And he's like, well, we talked about this before. I'm like, we'll talk about it now, Steve.
Steve, just tell her you got some money.
Right.
Just tell her. And it was so funny because I was on Twitter and somebody said, Steve should tell Noy he's a millionaire and then say no. I said, I would love that. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to lie. If he told her he was rolling in the money and be like, but because you couldn't sit your ass down and chill out, guess what? No, my decision is no.
Yeah. And he kind of just wants her to trust him. And she's like, well,
I can't trust nobody with no money.
That is not what she said.
That's basically what she said.
She's saying, given the process that we are in, I have to go by what I know and what I see.
And I can't trust nobody with no money.
And I have not seen you work. He's like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I'm your husband. You're supposed to trust me.
I agree.
So Mark and Lindsey head over to his grandmother's house. And he has like a surprise setup, y'all. Oh my God. And Lindsey's little fresh ass on the damn confessional talking about some this past 8 weeks feels like 8 years. Man, that is not a
right.
And then Mark brings out so much sushi. We know how much Mark he did not like sushi. So he's doing it for Lindsey. I thought it was super cute.
And actually seems to be enjoying it.
Yeah. Yeah, but you thought he gave her all the raw shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mark really can't even believe that he's eating sushi. He even brings up the night that
they went
out to eat. And he tells Lindsey that, she pushed him to do new things and, and she's just caring. Like she's been there, with his cat and the apartment and she helped
his mother.
Exactly. And he really appreciates this. Like he was being super sweet, and I think she complain like he doesn't really open up to her.
Right.
Like that. So when he does open up to her, she says, she really gets a lot of joy in building a home. So if they stay together, give her a weekend and a $500 budget to fix things up.
And she'll have the floors, the light fixtures, the paint on the walls. And she has a list of things, but all she needs is $500. I said, okay, Lindsey.
My thing is, that was so off topic. He was literally just expressing his gratitude and appreciation for
I didn't even catch that.
Which you complain. You complain all the time when you don't get it. And now that he gave it to you, you completely deflected and talking about fixing up the fucking house. That was so left field. I was like, what the fuck is she talking about? And then Mark, of course, engages in this conversation with her. And he says he's not ready to throw everything out and get brand new everything. He was like, some new paint maybe, but like a dresser, he wants to keep that because these are, his family's things.
Right.
And Lindsey says no. She's like, no, I don't want to keep it.
They got to go.
She's like, I don't want to move into your past. And basically he says, we're going to have to
agree to disagree. And I love the way he handled that.
Yes. And he said he was going to go outside, get some air. And he did. It looked like they went like upstairs
on the rooftop,
like a little balcony. And I think they saw the dance. Yeah. Which I thought was super cute. So we're getting closer to decision day.
They are getting ready to move out of the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Lindsey says she has mixed feelings going to decision day. She says she's excited, but she's nervous. Mark said he's glad that they're both still there. Lindsey jokes they're staying together for the cats. She tells Mark that she loves Rocky more than Mark. The cat, y'all. The cat. One of the cats. Because now we still got four. So basically, Mark feels that they've had very tough weeks, and he's nervous as well because he doesn't want to be with someone he has to argue with every week. So I guess we'll see what happens on decision day. So we see our couples. They're on their way to play a game of flag football, their last little outing together. Might be because they might not all be together after the next few days. So they all get together, and Mark, of course, picks his wife first to be on his team. As he should. Now, however, picked everyone else.
Well, he picked his wife second.
Oh, did he pick her second?
Yeah.
I thought it was like third or fourth, but okay.
No, she was second.
So, but he did end up picking his wife, but he was like, yeah, babe, no, you're just not the athletic kind.
What I thought was funny was Jasmina's like, I feel like we're back in school. I'm getting picked last to play games. She's like, but I don't feel that bad because Elijah didn't even pick his wife first.
Right.
God damn.
So we see them on the field. They look like they're all having a good time. Everybody's in their element, especially as we know, Steve is kind of a athlete as well. But then we learned Katina that came out here and started showing out.
Right. Always proud of her. He's like, she's an MVP. He's super impressed.
Right.
Apparently she don't even like sports.
Right. And again, of course, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think she did it for herself. But she definitely went out there to prove something to Elijah.
Mm-hmm.
And she did it. And my whole thing is, this is back to my point of why he irritates me. I'm glad that he appreciated her for it. But he doesn't even see, like, she was giving extra effort because she just wanted to impress you.
Mm-hmm.
All she cares about is making you happy. And the fact that you can't see that dumb
and
shit.
then what's crazy is, remember in the beginning, all he kept on saying, she's not doing this.
She's not doing this. She's not putting any effort.
And now that she's putting effort, now she's got other shit going on.
Because you're looking for a way out. But go ahead.
So then, Lindsey says that she saw, where's that? Oh, Lindsey saw Mark grab his butt, give an arch, and fall like a heavy tree. And she didn't think he was getting back up. Apparently, he pulled a muscle, y'all. Everybody was trying to help his ass out. He was down there crying like a little bitch. Luckily, Lindsey knew exactly what was wrong with him. She massaged his muscle and gave him some water. We knew he was dehydrated from when he gave Elmer's blue sperm. So that's what she said. That's what she said.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. So, once Mark feels better, everybody gets up. And Steve asks, like, how's everybody doing? Like, with this big week that we got. And everybody says, that they're feeling good about decision day. Although, Jasmina was kind of a Debbie Downer just a little bit. She's like basically, we don't all know, but we didn't.
She said that she said her and Michael are gonna decide based off how they feel on decision day, which lets me know that you're probably gonna say no because that's how you're probably gonna be feeling when you get up there.
I thought it was cute. Steve says that his last question was answered. He just wanted to know how Noy was on the field. So he got his answer today. She's like, I thought it was based off of how I played flag football. Yep, goddamn it. Katina says, she feels blessed that they even found someone out of all the thousands of people, like, they ain't that broken. That's for found somebody. Katina also says, like, she feels a little bit sad because it's the last time that they're all going to chill, like, as a group.
Right.
And Michael says...
And already lost two.
Michael basically says that, as long as everyone respects each other and, they can get back together after decision day. Like, it doesn't have to end sour. Everybody can still be cordial. So, asked Katina if she needs help packing because it's the day before decision day and they are moving out the apartment as well. Katina tells us that she's never really focused on the decision day aspect. She just was focused on, am I going to like this person? Mm-hmm. And now that it's quickly approaching, she don't know what the fuck to do. She is like a chicken with her head cut off. So she asked if he was nervous about being alone in his thoughts, and he says no, he's gonna appreciate it. He's looking forward to it. And she's like, they're looking forward to it, like
right,
because she feels like he gets in his head too much.
right.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna weigh out the pros and cons. I might even shed a tear. Boy, bye. He asked Katina, how do you feel? How would you feel if you ended up single tomorrow? First of all, why would you ask her that in the way she did it? If you ended up single tomorrow, I just thought it was super insensitive. And I love how open she was being because sometimes she shies away a little bit.
Right.
She was like, I would be sad. I didn't sign up for this to, get divorced.
Right. That's why I'm out here busting my ass to prove that
And she said that it would take her time to even get over it. And
you know what O says? He takes the opportunity to say, "Oh, I'd be sad,"
but that's a part.
But that's a part of the process. I mean, I would move on. This came from the same person that said last episode, "I'll wait for her. I ain't going nowhere."
And I even feel like he's got somebody already.
The nail on the head.
Basically, yeah, he said that he would overcome it. He's like, I guess it's different, like because you're a female. You know what I'm saying? She's like, no,
I don't know. I don't know what you're saying.
Okay.
She ain't going now. It's before decision day.
And he says that he knows that he would be sad, but like on another level, like, but he doesn't know because that's not where he is right now. And that's not what he's going through. He's not feeling that right now. So I'm just like, he has Katina literally in the confessional bawling her eyes out, y'all.
To the point production asked her what is she going to do if he asks her for a divorce? If she's going to be divorced. And she just can't take it. The idea that she went through all this bullshit, took all this shit from this man, and he's going to divorce her.
O says, he's really happy that he met her and he hopes she chooses what's best for her. He doesn't ever want her to make decisions based off of someone else or what someone else thinks. He wants her to be selfish because he's going to be selfish. He has to do what's best for O, is what he tells her. So do what's best for you. So basically he's telling her, don't get embarrassed tomorrow because I'm going to say no. And we just need to both say no so that neither one of us feel embarrassment. And we'll go our separate ways. So Michael feels decision day came way quicker than he anticipated. But he feels like they're in a good state. He just kind of wishes they would have got their stinger. I thought it was cute. Jasmina's going around, checking around the house. She's like, did you leave the bathroom fan on? He's like, boo, that ain't your business no more. Okay, right. As soon as you leave here, this whole shit is about to be a shambles. Mm-hmm. Okay, don't you worry about that. You just pack up your little bag and do what you got to do, boo. Then, he says that he's going to try to, like, she wants to know, like, what are you going to do now that I'm leaving, besides fucking up the apartment. And he says, he's going to try and get some sleep and reflect on their journey so that he can have a clear head, of what he's going to do tomorrow. And she agrees she's going to do the same thing. Let me say something. I don't know. This thing kind of made me want to cry. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. When they were leaving, right, and Michael tells Jasmina, make the right decision. He's like, think about your family. Think about Feeney. Oh, what is it?
Feeney, Mr. Feeney.
I was just like, oh my God, like.
And there was a moment where she said, I remember when I first left and you were like, go. And now you're like, Jasmina, please don't go.
And you know what he said to that? He was like, because at that point I knew you were coming back. I knew you were coming back and we were going to start fresh and start our marriage fresh, new.
Right.
But now I don't know. This is either the beginning of a fresh new start or the end. I said, damn it.
So Noy and Steve, they're in their last night together. And I actually, this was bittersweet. And I hope Noy makes the right decision because I feel like I know Steve is. And they're sitting up in bed and he talks about he'll definitely miss sushi. And she's like, you'll miss sushi more than you'll miss me. And he's like, it's a little easier to deal with. So they're not really sure where they're going to end up. But after, she jokes and said, if you could change anything, what would it be? And he says, I would have a job.
I would probably get a job.
I said, okay. For the
comedian. And she died laughing. She was like, no, seriously, what's your answer? He goes, I probably
would have ate the pasta.
I said, God damn it, Steve. God damn it.
I said, Steve.
God damn it, Steve.
You gotta love Steve. Don't be single after this. That's all.
But then she asked him if there was something you wanted me to change, what would it be? And he says, I just wish we would show each other the same respect.
Which has always been their problem. And you can see Noel kind of roll her eyes.
As per usual.
Right. And he basically just says, like, I want you. He's like, I feel like I can't tell you anything without popping off. But when you tell me something, I just do it.
Well, he said, like, when you come to me, I say, when you come to me, like, you can ask me anything. We can talk about anything. And it's an open conversation. But when I come and I ask you anything or try to have an open conversation with you, I got to get the attitude. You pop off on me. And we seen her do it.
Right.
So she's like, I'm not perfect.
And neither are you.
What does that have to do with anything he said?
And then we learned that Noy is still on the fence about moving into this apartment.
And he believes that it is because of, if I can't get a job. But he said, the only way to find out is by asking her directly. To go and see, because we know you're pretty direct.
And Noy also lets us know that because of the fact that he's still looking at it as a transactional relationship, like I do this, you do this, instead of just, it makes her feel like he doesn't trust her. Mm-hmm. Because he's looking for it, so he's always like, I do that, like he wants 50-50, like I do this, you do this, do that. And Noy doesn't see it like that when it's unconditional love, because based off of what she said with her friend and her family, they're just used to doing things for each other because they do them, not because
but you're not doing anything.
Well, according to Noy, she does stuff. She just doesn't announce.
We already discussed that.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into another review of Married at First Sight. And next week will be Decision Day. So I am excited. Please make sure that before you leave that you hit that like button.
And the subscribe button.
And you comment.
And hit the notification bell.
And please make sure that you are following us on all platforms. And we will catch you next week for our last review of this season of Married. Well, I know they're going to do like a tell-all or reunion, but
she acting like she's sad, y'all.
I am sad. Boston was, I felt like Boston was a good season. I do.
She ready to get it up.
I just felt like they dragged it, but I'm here for it. I love the characters, and I'm actually really hoping, because we already lost one couple, that most of them, well, except Olajuwon and Katina, but I hope that everyone else does.
The only one I care about is Mikey. I hope he gets his happy ending.
We'll see, but thank you guys. We'll catch you next week.
Good night.
Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Front, back, side to side. Make sure you go like and subscribe. Hey!